As you're enjoying that cup of coffee like I am this morning, you may want to consider swapping it out for tea. Now, hear me out. Drinking tea may actually improve your health. There are so many studies that show a variety of teas can boost your immune system, fight off inflammation, even ward off heart disease. Joining us now is registered dietitian and nutritionist Joy Bauer. She is a friend of the show. Before we start talking about tea, I want to congratulate you on your new show, Health, Happiness, and Joy, on Amazon Live.
Oh, thank you so much. And I'm so happy to be here talking about tea because you're exactly right. People do not realize the health perks, the many health perks that are lurking in our cup.
I love it. I love it. So let's get started with a tea that will ease anxiety. I think all of us had one form of anxiety over 2020. So this one is probably good for all of us.
Yeah, so this would be chamomile tea, and my husband likes to refer to it as chamomile tea, and that makes perfect sense because it helps to ease anxiety and stress. And by the way, this is one of the most well-researched and documented medicinal plants in all of the world. It's estimated that we sip about 1 million cups every single day. And that's really great because it acts sort of like a mild sedative. It can definitely ease muscle tension, stress, anxiety. It's naturally caffeine-free. And there's a lot of things you can do with it besides just sipping it straight up, which is delicious. But what I like to do is I make what I call a tranquility. And here I have a steeped bag of chamomile. And then I add in some fresh squeezed orange juice, and I'll toss in and I'll let that orange sit in there because the vitamin C and the aroma of citrus actually also helps to bring feelings of calm. And here's something really crazy.
I love this.
The chamomile pulverized dried leaves, and I open up the bags and I toss them into cookie batter. Look at this. I made flourless calming cookies, and you can't take the chamomile, but they're awesome and they're so good for you. And again, they can help to just relax you and make you feel good.
Okay, Joy, this is witchcraft because I was going to say I hate chamomile tea because I don't love the smell, but the citrus may turn me into a believer, and the fact that you're putting the loose tea into cookies, I'm sold. So thank you. I am not shocked that you're turning this into something delicious. The next tea is ginger tea, good for the belly. I've been telling Dan Manarino for years, ginger is the way to go. Tell us about the benefits in tea form.
Ginger definitely helps to settle an upset stomach, but it does something even more. Ginger has potent anti-inflammatories, so it can help to relieve aches and pains that are associated with osteoarthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, also, sort of like achiness that we get from working out or everyday wear and tear. And one of the best things that people can do is make themselves a daily RX. You just take, this is ginger root, and I just cut it into a few pieces like this, and I steep it in some hot water for about 2, 3, 4 minutes, and then you can strain out the ginger. The kitchen is going to smell amazing because ginger makes everything smell fantastic. And then you can just sip it. Of course, you could buy ginger tea bags also, but this is just a fun way to do it yourself. I love ginger tea.
I love this. I love, love, love. And I love that you're just using the straight up natural ginger root. What about black tea? Because it's Heart Health Month, but I don't know anything about black tea. What can you tell us?
So black tea is like an all-around healthful tea. And we've got some compelling studies that show that the plant compounds within black tea, they're called polyphenols. They can actually help to enhance heart health and manage blood sugar. And we see that it can help to reduce cholesterol levels, which is really cool for a tea. And again, it could also help to steady your blood sugar. So everybody should be drinking black tea. The only thing is that black tea and green tea they do have a little bit of caffeine. So if you're caffeine sensitive, you want to turn to caffeine-free black tea. But black tea is great.
Well, that's what I was just going to mention. If you were talking about caffeinated tea, can we do green tea and then rose tea?
Rose tea is naturally caffeine-free. It's so fancy. It's feeling like romantic, and believe it or not, that one's caffeine free. It has been shown to decrease menstrual cramping in young women. So that's a cool side thing about rose tea. Green tea is a rock star. So green tea is packed with those polyphenols we talked about with the black tea. But green tea has been connected to a glowing complexion because it helps to protect our skin from the harmful sun's rays. So green tea is awesome. And I don't know if you've ever seen matcha before. So this is matcha powder.
Yes.
This is the king of green tea. It's ground up green tea leaves. The cool thing about matcha is that unlike regular green tea, when you steep a bag, then you discard the leftover leaves that are in the bag. With matcha, it's the loose powder, and you make a paste with boiling water, and then you end up consuming the whole thing. I even throw the matcha powder into smoothies. I put them in waffles. It turns the waffles green, which is great for St. Patrick's Day, by the way. But it's really good for you.
I was just going to say, yeah. I love that. And lastly, peppermint tea. I've been known to throw down with a peppermint tea every now and again.
I love peppermint tea, and peppermint tea is specifically good for settling an upset stomach. Studies have shown that either the menthol or some compounds within the peppermint leaves can help reduce IBS symptoms. So it can alleviate gas and cramping and discomfort, even diarrhea. The only caveat is that it's contraindicated with heartburn. So if anybody is dealing with agita or heartburn or reflux, in that case, you would not want to have peppermint tea. But if you have any IBS symptoms or gassiness, bring on that peppermint tea. It's awesome.
Well, I can tell you that Dan gives me agita on a daily basis. I'm going to bring both he and Betty into the conversation.
Well, why do you think I like
a good tea
so much?
Yeah, okay. I was gonna ask Joy, listening very carefully. I'm just gonna tune out that noise. But is it peppermint versus ginger? Which one is better?
You can't ask me to choose. It's like choosing which is my favorite child. I mean, each of them have huge assets. So I think you vary it around. But if you're somebody who's dealing with a lot of achiness, you go for the ginger tea. If you're someone who's dealing with IBS and stomach issues, you go for the peppermint tea.
Okay.
You just
Joy,
sort of got to like pick what works best
I
for
love
you.
it.
Yeah.
we still got to make the scones, Joy. Oh, look at that.
And by the way,
that's
everybody's got to eat the chamomile cookies.
Yes.
These are universal.
I'm totally making that.
I know. I made your last cookies that you had.
I'm
with chocolate
totally
with the
making that when I
blueberries.
get back.
But we need to make the scones, Joy. The scones.
I'm waiting for your Instagram. Ben, come on.
Okay. Next time. I did make your shrimp
You
recipe.
see how he is?
She posted
Oh,
the
you
shrimp
did?
thing
Did
with the
you
frozen
like
shrimp.
it?
So
Oh,
easy.
was it delicious?
It was so easy,
Oh,
Betty.
I gotta do that one.
So good.
Okay.
Joy, it was great.
Bringing us joy.
Oh, I'm so glad.
Yeah.
I'm so glad. You know what? Last night I
Bringing
made
us joy.
the shrimp sauces jambalaya. I'm going to send you that recipe
Okay,
too.
is it
Ben,
easy?
you're going to love
Only
it.
if it's easy. All right.
Oh, easy. You know, I'm all
Oh,
about
well,
easy.
this is fantastic.
Easy.
We love you, Joy.
Thanks, Joy.
Bye, guys. Mwah.
Joy, thank you so much. And congratulations on your show, by the way, on Amazon, Tuesday nights at 7. You can also find out more about her show, joybauer.com.